everybody, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you the second largest expense in the American household is food. I'm going to share with you how you can stretch your dollar and making leftovers, but making them all new again. I hope you stay tuned. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you not only how to make cream dried beef, but cream dried beef casserole. I'm going to share with you first the casserole, and those of you who would like to see how you can actually make cream dried beef, I'm going to share that with you in a later part of the video. With cream dried beef, beef is really expensive, and so in my Mennonite traditional background, my husband's parents were very plain, and they knew how to stretch the dollar. And one of the ways they did was they used something that is very common here in Pennsylvania, but not common anywhere else. And that is sweet bologna. Here we got some sweet bologna, and I didn't realize that not everybody knows what sweet bologna is. Sweet bologna is exactly what it says. It's bologna, but it's sweet. This is Lebanon Seltzer sweet bologna that is made and manufactured real close to me. So this is what sweet bologna looks like. So how do I express what it tastes like? It's smoked, it has brown sugar in it, it's bologna, and it's made with beef. So today I'm going to make a casserole using the dry beef gravy. And basically it is flour, milk, and butter, and you make that into a roux, and it turns very thick. A lot of people in the South will be called biscuits and gravy. I don't know exactly what else they call it. Here in the North, we just call it dried cream beef over toast. You can have it over potatoes, but I'm gonna make a casserole to make my leftovers stretch. So I made it for breakfast yesterday, and I have leftover, and now I'm going to show you how I make it into a casserole. This is using up leftovers. One of the biggest ways that we can save money is using up all of our leftovers. So many times people get tired of eating them, and we end up throwing them away. Our landfills are filled with fermenting food and food that's spoiling, causing lots of gases in the atmosphere. If we would only use our food and think of new innovational ways to use up leftovers, it would save us on our budget, and it also would save the environment as well. All right, let's get started right into the casserole. All right, so here we have our pan, and we're going to put in our cream dried beef, which is bologna, so it's cream dried bologna. But for most of you, it's going to be cream dried beef. Then we're going to add our noodles. Now these noodles have already been cooked. We're going to stir it up real well before I add the rest of the ingredients. Then we're going to add about 3 to 4 cups of cheese. It all depends on your liking. Now I did find this recipe on the internet, and I will share you the recipe. So I will share it with you in the description box. So I did not make up this recipe myself, except for, I think I'm the one that's adding the peas. I don't think the peas were in the recipe. I think that when you have something like this, you should really have some vegetable to go with it. And those are the peas. I think it looks really good. Because of the milk that's in this recipe, you really wouldn't want to freeze it. It would not freeze very well. It is to add texture to the meal, as I'm using 1 box of stovetop stuffing. And there you go. So it's 2 meals I made out of this leftover, which I'm having my daughters over in the next couple days. This will be great for a meal with a salad. It'll be perfect. There you go, everyone. We're going to pop it in the oven for about 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Everything in here is already cooked except for the peas, so we'll take about 20 to 25 minutes. And I'll show you exactly what it looks like when it's all finished. All right, everyone, our meal is finished. Please excuse all of this here. These are homemade bars of soap. We're not going to eat them. It's really hot. Stretching leftovers. Let's see if it worked. Oh my word. I hope you make this. Now, it's not diet food. There's a lot of carbs in it, but oh my word. This is really, really good. This tastes like comfort food. Mmm. I'm telling you, it's one of the best things I've ever ate. It reminds me of Fanny, Grandma Grove's cooking. This is how Pennsylvania Dutch people cook. Mmm. Ham in it, there's so many things you could do, variations. Mmm. Mmm. This is something everyone would like. I didn't add any salt because smoked bologna is salty. I have the recipe in the description box below, and I hope you give it a try. First thing we're going to do is we have a little bit of butter in here, and we're going to turn on the induction cooktop. What we're going to do is we are going to melt our butter. To that, we are going to take almost a gallon of milk. This is one way to use up milk that it needs to be used up. This is something Fanny used to make all the time. But the twist to it is, we're not using dried beef. We are going to use a very frugal alternative. Now here on the East Coast, we have this available to us. But I found out last year when I made this, many of you on the West Coast have no idea what I'm talking about. In fact, many of you do not know what sweet bologna is. So what we're going to do is, I'll get back to you when this butter is melted and the milk is hot. We're going to add a little bit of flour to it and some sweetened bologna, and we're going to have cream dried beef without the beef on toast. Now I put a little bit of flour in it, and we're just going to give it a good whisk. So we don't want any lumps or clumps. And this is how Fanny always made her cream dried beef. We do it when the milk is cold. That way we don't have so many clumps. And as the milk starts to thicken, then we will use our sweetened bologna. So now we just add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of our smoked salt. I use a lot of smoked salt. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep stirring this until it gets thick. When it gets thick, then we'll add our bologna. You can add this with a side of peas, which makes things really good. And you have a little bit of a vegetable. This is something that Fanny used to feed the farm workers. For breakfast, you can eat it for lunch, you can eat it for dinner. This is a very frugal way of really filling up a lot of bellies on a very low budget. And so when the farmers would come in after working in the field, or they would come in for breakfast, this was something really easy to make. Is it really good the second day? Well, the sweet bologna actually really marinates in with the white sauce. Basically what I'm making is a roux or a white sauce. Now I make it a little different than what some people say they make theirs, but no matter how you make it, it turns out really good. By putting the flour in the cold milk, I don't have any lumps. I never have any lumps. And making sure you stir it really well. So, I'll get back to you in just a few minutes. So here is what sweet bologna is. This is called Seltzer sweet bologna or Lebanon sweet bologna in our area here in Pennsylvania. All it is bologna. All it is bologna, but this is sweet. It's made with brown sugar. So we're going to put this bologna in. Now all we have to do is wait until it thickens, and then we can eat it. I'm going to go ahead and toast some of my free bread that I got. And we're almost ready to eat. Alright, so now it's ready to eat. So let's sit down and give it a try, and I'll show you what I think of it. I have made this so many times. This is a childhood memory of my children. They love it, and they still request it every once in a while. everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm telling you, this is the most amazing thing that I have ever made. Seriously. It is so good. Whoever thought that leftovers could be so good? Bye, everybody. I'm telling you, this is really, really good. I'm telling you, with adding the peas in it is amazing. The original recipe didn't have peas in it, but I am so glad I put it in. And the stovetop stuffing on top, that just makes it so complete because it's crunchy. We got vegetables. We got some starch. That is wonderful.